Picture this. In 1954, in the foggy streets of London, a 24-year-old guy sat behind the wheel for the first time. His car? A beat-up old racer? His money? Barely enough to scrape by. That man was Graham Hill, and he'd go on to become a king of motorsport. Ever wonder how a start like that turned into a legend? In this video, we're diving into Graham Hill's incredible journey together, triumphs, struggles, and that terrifying final moment. Ready? Let's get started. In 1962, Graham Hill claimed his first big win, the Dutch Grand Prix. He'd only been racing a few years, and now he'd taken the first step toward world championship glory. The crowd went wild, cheering his name. But behind the scenes, it wasn't all cheers, you know? He'd clawed his way up from days, so broke his wife Bet had to cover their wedding costs. This victory was proof of his grit, his fire. So, where would this first win take him? What do you think by 1969, Graham was a superstar? He'd won Monaco 5 times, earning the nickname Mr. Monaco. But just when everything seemed perfect, things got messy. At Watkins Glen, a brutal crash changed it all. His car broke down, he pushed it himself, but forgot to buckle up. A tire blew, and boom, he was flung out, both legs smashed. Lying in the hospital, he told his wife, "Tell Bet I won't be dancing for a couple of weeks." Brave words, but inside, the storm was raging. Would this crash carry him back to the top, or down a totally different road? In 1972, Graham Hill did the impossible. He won Le Mans, completing motorsports' Triple Crown Monaco, Indianapolis, and Le Mans, the only driver ever to do it. The world was in awe. His name was etched in gold. He'd already snagged Formula One world titles in 1962 and 1968, proving he ruled the tracks. But what did this fame do to him, huh? Every crown casts a shadow, and those shadows were growing darker. Was this peak the beginning of the end? By 1975, Graham had hung up his helmet. He'd started his own team, Embassy Hill, mentoring young talent like Tony Brice. But on November 29, 1975, everything changed. Flying back from France, he piloted his plane through thick London fog and crashed into a golf course. Graham and 5 teammates were gone. He said goodbye, but what did he leave behind? Ever think about that? His son Damon became a champion in 1996, waving his dad's flag high. Graham Hill wasn't just a racer, he was a legend. His speed, his courage, that unmatched charisma, it'll live forever. What do you think his greatest secret was? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to like the video.